Hi, I'm Hilary, and if you found this, chances are your relationship with your mother or daughter matters to you deeply. Maybe you've noticed more distance than closeness, more walking on eggshells than feeling safe. And maybe you've tried to fix it through conversations, therapy, time apart, space, but nothing has shifted the tension that's underneath. I've helped hundreds of women rebuild emotional trust using the two frameworks I teach, the Mother-Daughter Reconnection Method and the Emotional Repair Pathway. And I want to walk you through one of the most foundational pieces here. Let's start with the real reason the relationship feels stuck. Most women think the problem is communication. It's the number one thing I hear when a mother or daughter reaches out to me to get help with their relationship is we cannot communicate with each other. Or it's a difference in personalities, or it's something she's going through. But here's what I want you to understand. The problem is emotional safety. It's not her husband, it's not her stage, and it's definitely not her personality. When a daughter pulls away or a mother shuts down, it's almost always because one person doesn't feel emotionally safe. That's not the same as being polite or being close physically. It means, do I feel like I can tell you the truth and still feel loved? Do I feel heard and accepted? Or do I need to protect myself in this relationship? Here's where most women get stuck and where the belief gap lives. We definitely believe it takes two people to fix a relationship. If she won't meet me halfway, there's nothing I can do. We just need to talk it out. If she would just open up. But mother-daughter relationships are different. They're not friendships. They're not peer relationships. They carry power, history, emotional inheritance. And that means someone has to go first, not because they're the one at fault, but because leadership is what creates safety. It also says, I love you and I care and I want to make this right. This is where I teach mothers to lead the emotional climate of the relationship with tools that remove the pressure, rebuild trust, and create a sense of safety in every conversation. Here's one small but powerful shift that you can make today. Next time she shares something, big or small, don't jump in with advice, reassurance, or your own story. Instead, try something like this. Thank you for sharing that with me. That makes sense. I'm really glad you told me. I didn't know that. That's all. No fixing, no correcting, no trying to explain yourself. This is validating how she feels. And it might be the very thing she's been craving for years is to feel heard. It tells her that she's safe with you, that her truth matters more than your reaction or your feelings, that you can hold her feelings and her truth separate from your own. This is one of the most overlooked tools in emotional repair, and it's the foundation of what I teach inside all of my work. Her feelings are not fact. One of you is not right and one of you is not wrong. All of your feelings on both sides are valid and true. And when we deny the other person their feelings because we feel like that's not the story, that's not what happened, that's not the truth, we're rejecting her. So I'm inviting you to listen differently. Now you might be wondering, well, why hasn't therapy or the books that I've ordered, why haven't they worked for me? Here's what's missing. Most professionals don't understand our unique layered dynamic between mothers and daughters. They treat it like every other relationship, which is exactly what I did too when I started doing this work. I had been working with families for years and I was specializing in adolescent girls and women ages 12 to 25. And it was there that I saw what I know, what I have learned through my family therapy training and experience is not helping me with these women. Why are 95% of my clients struggling with their mom? And I also thought about myself. I struggled with my mom as an adolescent girl. I have a daughter. I don't want to repeat that pattern. How do I find the answers to not only help my clients, but to help me personally as well? And I did just that. I read everything I could get my hands on. I talked to every professional that I could find that had any knowledge about the mother-daughter relationship. And I searched for those answers and came up with them and started working with mothers and daughters, my clients, and seeing the changes that were shifting when they both felt heard. When we focused on the dynamics of the relationship, not the nuances of the things that were going on between them, because those things are not important. Yes, they cause pain and we need to heal them, but I needed to teach them how to communicate with each other in order to work through that and how to understand that their story was very similar to many other women's stories and no one was listening to us, right? They were telling us your relationship is complicated or you're meant to be best friends, but definitely not something in between, like having a healthy relationship. So I really wanted to create something that was unique and answered these questions and address this frustration and this pain that we carry with our mothers and our daughters. Addressing our relationship in this unique way is so important because it carries so much more weight, more history, more expectations. Women not having voices, not being able to express how they feel or what they need because no one was listening. No one created that safe container for them to be able to express it and get the support that they needed. And without the right tools, both sides, mother and daughter, end up feeling misunderstood and exhausted. This is why I created my course, Opening Doors. It's a 90-minute workshop that teaches the exact process that I use with my private clients. You actually even hear from private clients and the transformations and changes that they have experienced in doing this work. And it shifts the emotional patterns and rebuilds connection between mother and daughter. It's not about fixing you, it's about understanding the emotional map of this relationship and learning how to walk in it with confidence. You are not broken. There is not something wrong with you. You did not fail this relationship. You are not a bad mother and you are not a bad daughter. You just need to know why and how. I know it might feel heavy. I know you might be watching this with tears rolling down your face. And know that I'm here. The answers are here. You're not too late. This relationship is not broken beyond repair. And you do not need her to meet you halfway to begin. You can do this on your own. You can begin to identify some of the breakdowns, what's happened in our relationship. Why is she upset with me? Why can't she hear me? And what can I do about it? You do not need her to be present to make those changes. It just takes the right tools and guidance, and change can happen quickly. You don't have to do it alone. If this resonated with you, Open Doors is the next step. It's just $47 right now for you because you opted into this, and it includes everything I wish every woman knew before she walked into another hard conversation with her mother or daughter. You can get access below, and I'll see you